Today I'll show you how to make fantastic sourdough Kaiser rolls. They make the best sandwiches. Hi, I'm Sune and I'm a food geek. Kaiser rolls originate from Austria in the 1800s. They're widely spread in the German-speaking countries, but are known under different names. In Austria and the state of Bavaria in Germany, they're known as Kaisersemmel, literally emperor roll. And the southwest of Germany, Baden-Württemberg, they're known as Weck. But in the northern part of Germany, they're known as Brötchen, which means little bread. They're white rolls and they have a very crispy crust and a soft crumb. They're great with a good sausage or some wonderful cheese. Kaiser rolls are commonly found in the countries surrounding Austria and in the United States and Canada. Today I'll show you how to make a Kaiser roll in a sourdough version, of course. If you're new to this channel, I bake a lot of sourdough bread and I make delicious food from all over the world. If you want to see more of this content, please join me by subscribing and ringing the bell so you won't miss any future videos. The Kaiser rolls are made with bread flour, sugar, salt, barley malt syrup, oil, eggs, starter, and water. They're commonly eaten plain, but I prefer mine with seeds. They're easy to make, but as anything made with sourdough, it will take some time. Fermentation is somewhere around 4 hours if proved warm. A minimum of 4 hours of cold retard is needed to stop the fermentation, but they can retard for up to 72 hours for amazing flavor development. If you'd like to support the channel, please consider joining my Patreon. You can also buy some merch or use the super thanks or use the links in the description for tools and ingredients. Those were the words. This is the recipe.
There's a link in the description to the recipe on my website. First, mix the dough. 700 grams of bread flour, 30 grams of sugar, 15 grams of salt. Mix it so that everything is distributed evenly. Then add 30 grams of barley malt syrup. If you can't get barley malt syrup, check the recipe on my site for an easy to make substitute. 15 grams of neutral oil like canola, peanut or rapeseed. 100 grams of eggs, that's about 2 large ones. 210 grams of sourdough starter, fed and grown to its peak. 225 grams of water. Mix until you can't mix anymore. Then knead the dough until you've kneaded all of the flour into it. Put the dough in a bulking container. I'm using a medium Cambro. Level the dough. Mark on the container where the top is and where it will have grown 50%. Then put the dough somewhere warm. I put it in my proofer set to 30 degrees Celsius, 86 degrees Fahrenheit. It took about 4 hours for me, but you should leave it until it's grown. Divide the dough into 8 equally sized pieces, about 160 grams each. Pre-shape each bun by pulling the sides towards the middle to create tension on the part facing downwards. When it's taut, place the dough taut side up on the unfloured counter and move your hand in circles to create a round ball. Your palm should be touching the top of the ball. Then let them rest for 20 minutes under a dishcloth. After 20 minutes, it's time to final shape. Grab a sheet that can fit in your refrigerator and line it with parchment paper. Take a ball and swish it flat. Then roll it out to about 40 centimeters, 15 inches. Then tie a knot. Fold the piece that's above the knot down underneath, and fold the piece that's underneath the knot up, over, and into the middle. Lastly, make sure it's round. Put it on the pan underneath the dish towel and proceed with the rest. Once they're all shaped, cover them with cling film and let them proof at room temperature for 2 hours. Room temperature is around 20 degrees Celsius, 86 degrees Fahrenheit. After the final proof, make sure they're covered well. Put them in the fridge until you want to bake. The longer they stay there, the more the taste develops. Your fridge should be at or below 4 degrees Celsius, 39 degrees Fahrenheit. Once ready to bake, heat your oven to 220 degrees Celsius, 425 degrees Fahrenheit, with a pan for steaming at the bottom. Grab the pan of rolls from the fridge, boil a kettle of water, loosen the rolls from the parchment paper, spray them with water, and dip in your favorite seeds. I'm using sesame seeds and poppy seeds. Put the rolls in the oven. Pour boiling water into the pan. Close the oven. Bake for 15 minutes. Then take out the steaming pan. I like to get an idea how the crust is developing. Bake for 10 minutes more. At this point, you want to ensure that the crust is deliciously crispy. If not, bake a bit more and check again. Then take them out. And let them cool on a wire rack. Alright, let me show you 2 delicious Kaiser roll sandwiches. First, a breakfast roll. Cook some bacon to your liking. Make some sunny side ups. I make mine in crumpet rings to ensure that they fit on a sandwich. Here are my tips for a perfect sunny side up with a runny yolk. Have the pan on low, add your eggs, and put a lid on top. You'll know that the eggs are perfect when the white is completely opaque. Assembly time. Cut the Kaiser roll, smear it with butter, add some fresh baby spinach, the sunny side up. Season the egg with salt, pepper, and I like to grind a bit of dried chili on top. Bacon, bacon. Put the top bun on, and you're ready to eat. Then the perfect ham and cheese Kaiser roll. Cut the roll, smear it with full-fat cream cheese, then some crispy lettuce. Slices of aged Emmentaler or Swiss cheese. Then some slices of prosciutto cotto or whatever ham you have available. Are you ready to get hungry?
Holy cow! Although I lived in Austria for a year when I was 5, I only know German these days. But I will say sehr lecker. They're great for breakfast, lunch and dinner, and they can be eaten as is or with a variety of toppings. The most common toppings are cheese, sausage or ham. But you can use whatever tickles your fancy. Let me know in the comments what your favorite topping for Kaiser roll is. I hope you learned something today. See you next time.